Good morning and welcome to Carolina Cares, an iHeartMedia production. My name is Tyler Ryan. Today on the show, we're going to talk about two things. First, the American dream, or at least business ownership, entrepreneurship being part of the American dream. And of course, at least loosely tied to the brave men and women who defend that American dream that allow us the opportunity to go have a business and have a life with our family. So we're going to talk with the City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities. They're holding a symposium. If you're a small business, either a kernel of a business, an idea, or maybe you're a small business that wants to be a medium-sized business. And of course, we're going to talk to a representative from Gateway to the Army. It's an organization that is building a very, very special place out at Fort Jackson. It's called Centennial Park. Fort Jackson celebrating 101 years now, but celebrating 100 years last year of service and generating heroes, generating men and women, brave soldiers, turning them, as we say, zeros to heroes to serve our country, our communities. So we have some very interesting guests this morning, certainly a lot to talk about. We're going to get to it here on Carolina Cares after this. Stay with us.
Major key alert, don't ever play yourself. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com.
Stay focused. Now that's a major key alert.
Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Carolina Cares. I'm Tyler Ryan. And you know, the American dream means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. It could be a nice house and a white picket fence and 2.5 kids. You never figure out where the 0.5 kid comes in, but maybe a dog in the yard. But another part and aspect of the American dream is entrepreneurship, owning your own business. Well, in the Midlands, the entrepreneur spirit is alive and well with 16,000, give or take, businesses in the Midlands. It certainly is one of those things that is indeed alive and well. And the City of Columbia has an office specifically dedicated to creating and helping and assisting small and large business. It's the Business Office of Business Development. Did I say that right?
Actually, it's the Office of Business Opportunities.
But there you go.
We concentrate on small business development. So you're there.
I love it. Close enough, right?
Yeah,
it's Sunday morning. It's early. Director Melissa Lindler joins us this morning. First, good morning to you, Director.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So tell me about the office and the Office of, let me get this right, of Business Opportunity. Don't want Mayor Steve to be like, he's drinking his coffee this morning. He's going to take a spit take all over the couch. Well, what do you guys do?
We do a lot of things in the community. First, it was the vision of not only our city manager, Teresa Wilson, but also our mayor, Steve Benjamin, and city council to develop this office, to concentrate on building and supporting small businesses throughout the Midlands area.
So you go well beyond the doorway of welcome to Columbia, have a nice day.
Correct, because we understand that we have certain programs that if our surrounding areas, surrounding counties are successful, that success will bleed into the city.
Right.
And so we're very supportive. Of course, we have different programs that are concentrated for within the city parameters,
Sure.
but there are other programs that we have that extend beyond that. The Office of Business Opportunities is developed for providing training and technical assistance and advocacy for the small business community. Mm-hmm. We also have a commercial lending program. We provide commercial loans to small businesses. Okay. We have a number of different revolving loan funds that are there. And of course, those funds are primarily for those residents within the city limits.
Right.
However, we do have a contractor and supplier diversity initiative that provides incentives for our small business communities beyond Richland County, mm-hmm. Lexington County, Kershaw County, Fairfield County, Newberry, Calhoun, Orangeburg, Saluda. Those counties can actually, those small businesses within those counties can actually participate in our contractor and supplier diversity initiatives.
Okay. And that's, tell me what that is. Is that where if I am a roofer,
correct,
and City Hall needs a new roof,
exactly,
then I can potentially grab my hammer.
Exactly. Grab your hammer and come and participate and have an opportunity to participate in our procurement process. And that's what we're trying to do. Increase not only just all of our small businesses, because small business development drives our local economy. Right. We understand that. So we want everyone to be successful. But also to give smaller, maybe those minority-owned businesses an opportunity that are usually left out of the process, an opportunity to not only acquire different skill sets, but also give them a way to participate on a certain level within the city as well.
When you define, I know the Small Business Administration defines small business, and I'm doing air quotes here on the radio, as a company with 500 or under 500 employees. In my mind, a small business is not somebody who has 450 employees. That's a pretty darn big business. Do you have that same definition, or is the City of Columbia's definition of a small business different?
It's the same. We follow the same guidelines. However, you're correct. Most small businesses are those family-owned businesses that tend to have 10 or less employees.
Sure.
But they're still the driving force in our smaller communities. They're a part of their community, and they create jobs in those communities. So you're correct. But yeah, we work with everyone. Yeah. And we know that there are different sizes. People are at different places in their development, and that brings up the access to capital symposium that we're starting, that we're going to have on June 6th, to provide those startups and also those expanding businesses with an opportunity to access different capital from different traditional and non-traditional lenders within our community.
Now, when you're talking about capital, obviously there's a few different models. If you're looking for capital, there's the loan, the small business loan, and please correct me if I'm wrong, and I probably am. I've always heard that, banks traditionally like to see that you already have the money to lend it to you, which never made a lot of sense to me. I'm hoping that's probably not the case, with something like this.
It's not. And with the Access to Capital Symposium, we have the lenders that are coming in to really explain current lending practices.
Perfect.
And it doesn't mean that you have to have the money there in hand. We're looking at ways to help you build the equity up in your company, looking at some in-kind things that you may already have available, machinery, equipment. You may even have capital, but if you don't, that's okay. That's okay. There's a new way of doing business. We will have someone there to help you put your financial statements together, help you understand what those financial statements mean.
It is more than just an Excel spreadsheet, I'm guessing,
It is. And we'll have someone there to explain that. But a lot of times people are afraid, they don't want people to look at their finances.
Sure.
Or their financial information. But that's the only way that you can really develop your business. And what we're here to do is help you. If you're not there yet, we can help you get there to where you can take advantage of different opportunities that exist, not only within our community at our lending partners' facilities, but also within the City of Columbia as well.
Right. And, of course, the other thoughts of financing, there's loan, there's buying in, there's different opportunities, different ways to build. And I guess when you go back to the definition of a small business, if it is a 10-employee mom and pop traditional, I guess that'd be the goal to have 500 employees, right? I mean, there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to have a little growth.
In more than one location, hopefully, So, but yeah, that is the dream. So we're not only concentrating on the startups, but also those that are looking to expand their business model.
And that was my next question is, if I've got, I've got the 10 employees and it's time to take the next step. And there's that chicken and egg theory of, if I can have more money, I can make more money, but I don't have the more money to make it. And, you've got that conundrum.
Correct.
And so with the symposium, a business that's been around 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, 20 years, they're not excluded from this potential symposium.
No, we want you to come. We want you to be there to help you put that plan into action, and also to look at your plan. So you definitely need to have a plan in place.
Sure.
If I had the resources, what would I do? What have I done with the resources that I currently have? And what gaps are there that I need maybe more assistance with? So you may not actually be ready to take it or expand to the next level, but we can help you get there. And the lenders that will be there, the practitioners that will be there will help you put those pieces together.
Speaking with Melissa Lindler from the Office of Business Opportunity for the City of Columbia here this morning on Carolina Cares. What is a website? Is it just the Columbia.net, cityofcolumbia.net?
It is www.columbiasc.net/OBO.
OBO.
And we have all the information there.
Right.
For you to actually register. Again, it's June 6th. From 8 until 3.
What is the cost to get in the symposium?
It is $20. Okay. That really covers your lunch. However, we do not want cost to be a factor to prevent access to the symposium. So there are some scholarships available. If you would like to come and attend with one of those scholarships, just call our office, 803-545-3950.
And we'll put those links for you up at carolinacares.com and the WVOC website as well. What about costs for the symposium aside, or maybe in preparation? We still have a couple weeks before it comes up. But you've got a you've got a small business or a guy with a great idea, 'cause that's where these all come from, is inside our heads, right? And it's more than just a cocktail napkin idea, although I think that's probably where a lot start, and that's good. Do you have the resources, and if so, what is the cost for someone to come in and see you and say, okay, look, you need a business plan, and here's what's included. Here's your executive summary, and this is the plan, expansion, and the marketing you're going to do, and of course, the competition, the competitive landscape.
Correct. We have that. Actually, we do have that available within our office. There is no cost.
That's wonderful.
That's there. That's actually the foundation of our office is to make sure that you have those documents in place.
Right.
And to make sure that you're in the right place. So
Sure.
in your planning and how you're going to execute your market, looking at your product and making sure you haven't put too much money already into it, but that
Right.
you come to us early so we can help you with the planning process. We also have our partners at the table too, Small Business Development Center. That's there that also provides those resources at no cost. So we have our partners at the table as well. So if there's something that we do not have the expertise in, we will certainly find the person that does. And that's actually through the SBA, Small Business Development Center, SCORE, a number of different resources within the community that have free resources there for you to help build, expand, or develop your business ideas.
And there are, as a small business owner myself, I know there are several great groups and obviously partners, and I strongly encourage folks with that great idea to get involved with your agency and office.
Yes.
Or any of the ones you met in the SCOREs and those folks to do that, because the worst thing in the world is to put your whole dream in and put your mortgage your whole life and
That's
then have
exactly
it not
right.
work.
Yep.
Especially if it's something that you could have worked if you had taken a day and spent it with
Just
you.
a day. And we're here. It's a free resources that we have available to you. And again, if we do not know, we will find someone that does. But we want to help you build your business. We want to help you start your business. We want to help you expand your business. So we're here, the Office of Business Opportunities. We're helping you develop the small business and take it to the next level.
You guys are located at City Hall, or where?
We're actually located at 1225 Lady Street.
Okay.
I'm on the bottom floor, Suite 102.
Fantastic. And we'll put links for all that as well. So June 6th is the symposium, the Capital Symposium, if you're looking for money, again, not just to open a new idea, but to expand maybe your current business.
Correct.
To get out there. It's $20 to get in. There are scholarships, according to Ms. Lindler, to get in. You don't want that. $20 doesn't seem like a lot to some folks. To some people,
it is.
It's a good amount of money.
Exactly.
It's just the bottom line. It's a lot of money.
Exactly.
So, and do you have to pre-register for that?
You do. We encourage you to pre-register so we can actually plan on. We're going to have some one-on-one matching opportunities with the bankers. So you'll have an opportunity to sit down with a banker for 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
To actually talk about what you're doing, explain your business model, and also hopefully if you have your financials, they may be able to offer you some assistance.
Boom.
Who knows?
You get it right there. You run across and you
Exactly.
see our buddy Mark over there, Mark Hammond, and
Yeah.
go ahead and get your LLC done, and you're underway.
You're on your way. You're
love
on
it.
your way. So if you're already operating a business, you have your financials, bring that information with you. We have decision makers that will be at the table that may be able to provide some assistance to you.
All right, Miss Melissa Lindler, the director of the Office of Business Opportunity from the City of Columbia. I got that right. But the American Dream, appreciate what you're doing for folks who have a dream of their own.
Thank
Trying to make it
you.
come true.
Thank
Guys,
you very much.
Stay with us. Carolina Cares will be right back.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Carolina Cares. I'm Tyler Ryan, and for the last, 101 years, people have gone from zero to hero, as they say, at Fort Jackson, the largest Army training installation on the entire planet, and probably including the moon. Of course, Fort Jackson, originally being called Camp Jackson back in 1917, celebrated 100 years and continuing on as part of that celebration to heroism, to service, to being willing and sometimes paying the ultimate sacrifice. Organization was formed, got together to build what's called the Centennial Park. And from that project, located right on Fort Jackson, retired Command Sergeant Major Martin Wells. Command Sergeant Major, good morning.
Good morning.
So first of all, thank you for your service to our country. all the years you served as active duty as a command sergeant major?
Well, it's an honor to serve, and we're the Gateway to the Army Association is putting forth a sincere effort to design, fund, and build Centennial Park in honor of the 100-year anniversary, which was last year, as you mentioned.
Right.
But when you consider that 5 million Americans have gone through the gates of Camp and Fort Jackson over the years,
it is unbelievable the amount of people who have been through there. You've got anybody I've ever talked to. It seems like people from years ago. I've been at Fort Jackson before I came to South Carolina, and I'm all of a sudden remembering, man, my friends were in Jackson. Guys who served, who have now retired, who served 2 or 3, 4 years ago. Fort Jackson is one of those places you just go for basic training.
Sure. When you consider the fact that we have 3,000 to 5,000 visitors come to Fort Jackson to see their sons, daughters, and loved ones and friends and so forth graduate from the weekly basic training or initial entry training, IET as they call it. But alumni of Fort Jackson are spread throughout the entire country.
Sure.
There's not hard to find someone who has some connection to Fort Jackson, either personally or their parents, grandparents, somebody in their family, friends have been through the gates of Fort Jackson.
How about Jim Croce? Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock, went to basic training at Fort Jackson. Before the ears, I might throw that out there.
Yeah. Ken Berry, if people remember Mayberry RFD, I believe is the name of the show. He has a history at Fort Jackson.
Yep. He was also in Mama's Family, I think, if memory serves. He was in that show Mama's Family with Vicki Lawrence.
That's correct.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Sarah Jessica Parker was born on Fort Jackson. So there's some, a lot of celebrities that background to Fort Jackson as well.
Wow, that's great stuff. Talking with retired Command Sergeant Major Martin Wells about the Centennial Park Project, Gateway to the Army organization based there at the fort itself. So let's talk about the Centennial Park, about the project itself. I know you guys are, it's a grassroots organization. It's not being funded by the Army or by tax dollars largely.
Correct.
It is a grassroots organization to build Centennial Park. So kind of give us we're on the radio, so give me the mind's eye of what this thing is.
Well, first of all, the Gateway to the Army Association is a nonprofit, a 501c3, and it's really made up of mainly Army veterans, but not all. Matter of fact, our vice president, Bill Eisel, is a civilian leader, but he has just as much dedication and patriotism in his heart to make this happen. Right. And we got together a couple of years ago, formed the 501c3, and we thought that there was something missing on Fort Jackson that lends to its history and its current primary mission of training initial entry soldiers. There's many other things that go on Fort Jackson, but the primary mission is training. So we came up with the idea after a couple of notions, and we went to the then Deputy Commanding Officer of Fort Jackson, and they had plans for the plot of ground on which Centennial Park is going to be, and that is the plot of the former post headquarters, which has been taken down. It was built in 1941.
That's that old creaky building, right? It was.
Yeah, it had asbestos issues and so forth. And a lot of people tried to save it, but it just didn't meet the requirements of an historical landmark. And so they had plans, but to be quite honest with you, they liked our idea better.
Okay.
And so Centennial Park, we believe that when it's built, will be the primary location on Fort Jackson that people want to come to. Other than Hilton Field, where the graduation ceremonies are, you have to go there.
And the Burger Kings, you have to.
And the Burger King and the Post Exchange, which on Wednesday and Thursdays is just very crowded. Anyway, Centennial Park will serve as a place for relaxation. Is one. If you had to divide it up into two main focal points of Centennial Park, they would be symbolism and functionality.
Okay.
The symbolism is all about history and patriotism. 100 years of history at Fort Jackson. If a middle school history class were to take a field trip, come on to Fort Jackson to visit Centennial Park, they're going to learn about the literally millions of people that have been trained at Fort Jackson,
right,
from World War I right on up to present day, and of course going into the future. from a functional standpoint, it will serve as a place for promotions, changes of command ceremonies, concerts. It'll be a place where people can have a picnic lunch with their son or daughter who just walked across the parade field and so forth.
That's amazing.
And if you want me to, I can tell you about the different components of Fort Jackson.
Absolutely.
You know what it'll look like. Right now, if you went onto the site, it looks like it looks like a construction site. That's what it is. But we have the granite stones put in place for a 300-seat amphitheater, and we're going to call it the Wildcat Amphitheater, named after the 81st Infantry Division, which was the first unit assigned to Camp Jackson, and is actually here now on post as the 81st Readiness Division, a 2-star Army Reserve Command. So there's the amphitheater. Right in the middle of the amphitheater, on just envision a stage on an amphitheater, will be a 20-foot-high granite statue featuring 2 drill sergeants. We think the Army drill sergeant is the iconic symbol of Fort Jackson because of basic training. It'll be a male and female drill sergeant. It'll be round in shape, and it'll be surrounded by 7 pillars, one for each of the 7 Army values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Throughout the park will be what we call the Pathway of Patriots, and the pathway will feature granite pavers surrounded by a bunch of red bricks, but granite pavers in honor of people who have served, civilians who want to support Centennial Park. You've probably seen granite pavers with people's rank, name, dates of service, and so forth. People can go onto our website and purchase different size pavers to be placed in the Pathway of Patriots. We'll have a wartime theater memorial, which will feature bronze reliefs, among other things, from World War I right on up to present day. One of the most significant construction phase coming up here very soon is going to be the construction of 6 covered Greek-style pavilions. Wow. Again, if you went out, if the park was built today, a family, and today just happens to be Thursday, so this morning there's a basic training graduation ceremony. This afternoon, people, if the park was built, could go under those pavilions, again, have a nice lunch. There's really no place for them to do that on post other than the exchange, and that's, again, is so crowded. And this will be a nicer setting. And those pavilions are going to be constructed by 6 different home builders in the Columbia area. That's cool. They're all committed, and they're all doing that in kind. We don't have to, basically, they're giving us this as a gift. And I should say that you mentioned it, that the Army can't contribute funds to this. Right. And our intent was to raise the funds ourselves, which we're doing, and we're over the halfway mark, by the way, and then present Centennial Park as a gift to Fort Jackson. And so it's somewhat slow going as far as fundraising. Sure. To be honest, we have to raise $2.7 million of monetary and in-kind support, and we're about $1.5 million into it. So we have about $1.2 million left.
So about, give or take, about a little over half.
A little over half. Sure. Correct. Sure. And we've been stagnant for a little while, which many people who have done similar projects, and to include the 4-star general who was actually in charge of raising funds for the World War II memorial in Washington, D.C., he was saying, Marty, what you're going through right now is typical. Right. Hang in there. Well, we know we're going to get it done.
I mean, $2.5 million is a lot, even in kind, and it's in the hearts of soldiers and people who support the military and what brave men and women have done for 100 years at Jackson. But the bottom line is, you're right, it's still a lot of money to raise, and it's going to take a minute.
It's a lot for us, for a lot of entities, organizations, and even individuals in South Carolina. It might not be a lot. It'd be great for us to try to link in to those. Sure. But you mentioned that we are, as an organization, about as grassroots as you can get. And that's okay. And that's the way we wanted it. But the grassroots efforts, we wanted this not to only be a gift as a result of getting support from, let's say, legislative bodies or major corporations or small businesses, but also individuals. As I mentioned, people can go to our website, gatewaytothearmy.org, buy a granite paver for $99 or $199. That's not a lot of money as far as our fundraising efforts,
Right.
but it does speak to the grassroots appeal that we want from hometown America, so to speak. And we're well over 300 pavers into it. And to us, that's a lot. And when it goes into the Pathway of Patriots, but the more people know about it, they'll go on the website, say, hey, I'd like to do that. Anyone can buy a paver. You need not have served in the military. Anybody that served in the military, any branch can buy a paver. Anyone can. And in honor of yourself or a loved one, someone in your family, but it'll be a nice touch when it's all complete. So it will, in fact, be a true community gift to Fort Jackson.
I love it. Command Sergeant Major Martin Wells, retired, building the Centennial Park, part of the Gateway to the Army organization. You can check out gatewaytothearmy.org, learn more about their mission. There's some pictures there. Certainly a way you can gift. You've got a GoFundMe page, any number of ways to try to collect that money. And, as a student of history and certainly military history, I'm excited about this part. I know that Fort Jackson means so much to so many people. So we really appreciate your efforts, the group's efforts in trying to remember 100 years of true heroes.
Sure, I appreciate that, Ryan. And I thank you for mentioning our GoFundMe page. If you go to GoFundMe and then input Gateway to the Army or Centennial Park, it'll come up, and we'd appreciate any support.
All right, Command Sergeant Major Martin Wells, again, thank you for your service to your country, sir, and your continued service to the community and the soldiers. Gatewaytothearmy.org is that website. Carolina Cares, we'll be right back.
More than 8,000 children in South Carolina need a caring adult to serve as their voice in family court. The time guardian ad litem volunteers spend investing in these children can change their lives forever. To volunteer, you must be 21 years old, able to pass a background check, and passionate about serving children. Become a guardian ad litem volunteer today and make a difference for tomorrow. For more information on how you can help, visit scgal.org. That's scgal.org.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Carolina Cares. That is going to just about do it for this Sunday. Don't forget, if you're interested in the symposium, the Small Business Symposium with the City of Columbia, you don't have to work in the City of Columbia, live in the City of Columbia to be involved in this. You can go to columbiasc.net and check out the Office of Business Opportunity for that, and that great project out at Fort Jackson, the Centennial Park being built, trying to raise the needed funds to create this amazing just tribute to soldiers and heroism over the last 100 years at Fort Jackson. Gatewaytothearmy.org. Gatewaytothearmy.org. That is the website for that to get involved in that project as well. If you represent an organization that would like to appear on Carolina Cares, you can send me an email, tylerryan@iheartmedia.com. So that is going to do it for our time this morning on this Carolina Cares program, an iHeartMedia production. We'll talk to you in about 7 days. Have a fantastic week.